wanted to take a moment to talk about one of the new products that we've got in clinic. Sometimes having a business to play shops with can be the greatest fun. Other times it can be hugely stressful. But one of the new products that we've got is the AMD Ion Foot Spa, which I'm so excited. I've been using personally, my family's been using personally, and lots of the practitioners that I work with over there in the States have had them in their clinics for a long time. And so I'm excited to be the first one in New Zealand to have one. And there's a lot of research that's been done in Australia, especially for how it helps with autism. But I've got somebody else that I'm interviewing to talk about that because that's their area of specialties. But I did just want to take a moment to talk about the AMD Ion Foot Cleanse and why I picked that product and what it even does. So a couple of things is it's a really easy way on your body to start to pull out the chemicals, to start to pull out the heavy metals, the things that we're exposed to in everyday life with pollution, with non-organic vegetables and the sprays that go on our food these days, GMOs, cosmetics, cleaning products, all these things that we put into our bodies, not to mention mercury fillings that a lot of clients do have, and exposure through paint, through all sorts of different things. So I wanted something that was super easy on your body to be able to use as a great therapy in conjunction to anything else that you're doing in clinic or just stand alone. So it's fantastic because for starters, so when we first got it and I started working with my parents with it, they would get extremely exhausted afterwards. And I thought that was a really negative sign. I thought I couldn't understand how it was pulling stuff out of their body, so we weren't actually doing anything, but they were getting so tired. I was like, that's like a huge detox reaction. That's what I thought. So I rang Glenn in the States and started talking to him about it. And actually what it was is the therapy is so gentle, it put them into such a parasympathetic state. So that relaxed state that we need to be in when we're detoxifying. If we're in a stressed out state, we are not detoxifying. So their body was in this blissed out state and was happy to start the detox process. So actually it was brilliant. What we did is we just started getting them to do the baths later on in the day. So when we were naturally wanting them to wind down anyway, and they just stayed in this bliss state and their sleep improved. So that is key, the fact that the machine actually makes us parasympathetic, because that's when detox can begin. If we're in a stressed out state, we're not detoxing anything. And because the machine, the foot cleanse, isn't putting anything into your body, there is no burden. It's just pulling things out. That's why I give you minerals afterwards, because we really want to refuel your body. It's energy of like draining, right? Because your body is working really hard. So we want to give it the spark plugs, which are all your good minerals, to keep it going, to keep it working hard, and so you can get maximum benefits from it. So it's super exciting. Then a couple of things is, what is up with the fact that the water changes? So me being skeptical, ex-accountant, let's be honest, and knowing a lot of my clients are going to be skeptical too, if you keep a doctor that I work with in the States, Dr. Darren, a Lyme specialist, he was skeptical too. So what he did is he did the foot bath for 30 minutes with no feet in it. He took a sample of the water, then he put his feet in it for 30 minutes, did a sample of the water again, and he sent it off to the labs. He didn't tell Glenn at the time that he had a huge amount of mercury in his body, and that's what the labs found. That was the difference between the two samples. So the reason why the water changes, it's not accurate to say that that's any way indicative of anything happening in your health. We can't say that it's to do with a certain condition because the machine is designed to neutralize. It's ionic, right? So it wants to neutralize. It's going to neutralize the water. It's going to neutralize the salt that we put in there. It's always sending out ions. So that's why the water changes regardless. Obviously, if your feet are in there, the water changes differently, and it will look different with me, to my parents, to you, to everyone using it. So the colors are always different. Now, what sets the one apart, the foot spa that I chose, and the reason I chose this was you'll see two plugs on top of our one in clinic. One is positive ions and one is negative ions. Most foot spas out there on the market just have the negative ions, and it's really important that you have both. Why? Because you know me, I'm all about maximizing the health benefits for anything you do. If you're not getting maximum bang for your buck, I don't want you doing it. I'm not going to have you wasting your time. I'm not going to waste my time either. So they work on opposites, right? So there's some things in our bodies that are positively charged particles. These are heavy metals, pesticides, histamine, and exotoxins. So those are the things that means that we need negative ions to draw them out. Opposites attract here, right? So all the ones on the markets that just have the negative ions, that's great because that's going to get rid of heavy metals, which is a big deal for a lot of clients. However, we've also got negative charged particles. Now these conditions are what relate to a lot of clients that we see coming into clinic. Glyphosate exposure, endotoxins again, candida and yeast. How many people do we see with yeast infections? A lot of clients, right? How many people are complaining about white tongues, UTIs, yeast infections, painful sex, all types of things, right, that are down to yeast, itchy areas. Then we've also got mycotoxins, and that was a big deal for me with my mold exposure, right? I needed to get this out of my body through many different therapies that were going to be easy on my body and not too draining and create a huge amount of stress. So that's why we want positive and negative ions, because they pull out opposites. Makes sense, right? Total game changer and a no-brainer for me when I was looking into all the different brands. But I always like to educate and empower you and answer as many questions as I can and educate you as much as possible. So that's why we've got the foot bath. I hope that you'll come into clinic and try it too, because it's just such an amazing resource to add into your detox protocol. So gentle on your body and truly a game changer. It has changed my health significantly. So I was too excited to not share it and bring it into clinic. We like to be New Zealand's first, let's be honest. That's why I love going to the States. You all know I travel, hence why I need the foot spa support. If I'm going to keep going over there and learning from the best, there you go. But my challenge to you is have a look into this and understand the toxic load on your body.